Hello, Algebra 1 students. I'm looking at the direct variation worksheet. Today is January 6th. This is not due until the 8th, Friday, so we got a couple days. Let's get started. Direct variation looks like this. This formula here, y equals kx. Okay, k times x. So k is the constant of variation. So whatever you're doing to that x to get y. So it's multiplied by something. There is nothing else. There cannot be anything else behind that, like a plus anything, minus anything. Then it's not a direct variation. So take a look at number 1, which equation is not an example of direct variation. Well, all of these have something multiplied by the x, except this one, it has something multiplied by the x plus 1. So this makes it not an example of direct variation. Try number 2. By the way, number 2, this, when you get y by itself on one side, you have to do that sometimes to see if it has a direct variation or not. It ends up looking like this, which is a direct variation. Okay. This one ends up looking like this. Notice it has a plus something. Notice this first one doesn't have anything here, but remember when there's nothing in front of the x, you still have 1x, so that's 1 times that. So there actually is a 1 there. So hopefully that helps with number 2. Okay. For number 3 and 5, I'm trying to just do the odd ones so you could work on the evens on your own. Learn from your mistakes, making progress. Name the constant of variation for each equation. Well, this one's going to be 5. This one's going to be negative 2/3. Just the number before the x. Write a direct variation equation that relates to the two variables and then solve. Okay, so suppose y varies directly with x, and y is 21 and 3 is and x is 3. So y is 21, x is 3. Just divide both sides by 3 and you get your constant of variation is 7. So with your constant variation of 7, what happens when y equals 42? Well, then you're going to divide both sides by 7 to get x by itself, and x is going to equal 6. Do the same thing for number 9. Instead of x and y, you're using a and b. Here you see I have it set up. Where the a is 7, the b is 2. Just divide both sides by 2. You get 3.5. That seems weird, but it's not too bad. What happens when a is 21? What would b be? Well, your constant variation is 3.5, so you divide both sides by 3.5 and you get 6. That is a 6, and that equals b. I know they look very, very much alike. Not to me, though, because I know my handwriting. But that may be bothersome for you. Number 11. For number 11, does the graph represent direct variation? This is going to be no, because the y-intercept is not 0. Remember, you can't have you can't have, this is a y-intercept of plus 1. Notice that there's no y-intercept, that y equals mx plus b. This has to be 0 for a direct variation. So, 0, 0, 0, there's nothing back there, in other words. So, if you notice that there's a y-intercept, well, yeah, it hits the y-axis way up here, 1, 2, 3, almost 4. It's about 4, So I kind of wrote what this is. It looks like it's like this would be the equation, kind of. So no, it is not, because it's not 0. Okay. This one would be because it does go through the origin, and your y is 0. So this one looks like it would be like up 1 over 2-ish. Oh, wait, let's go 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looks good, 2/5. So this looks like y equals 2/5 x. Okay, and yeah, so that would be a direct variation because there's nothing, there's no y-intercept, that is either a positive number or a negative number. It has to be 0. All right, moving on. This explanation of word problems, blah, 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 blah. You can go over that. I'm just going to explain it to you. What they do is they take that problem up above. A local fast food restaurant takes in $9,000 in a 4-hour period. Write a direct variation for the relationship between the income and the number of hours. What is the direct variation? Well, you just divide both sides by 4, and the direct variation is 2,250. So how many hours would it be, x is hours, so how many hours would it be with that direct variation to earn $20,250? Well, you just divide both sides by 2,250 and you get 9. So that's a quick explanation of all this. Then you have a couple problems here. Now I'm going to do that first one with you. So your distance from lightning varies directly with the time it takes you to hear thunder. So if you hear thunder in 10 seconds after seeing the lightning, you are about 2 miles away from the lightning. Write a direct variation. Okay, so it takes 10 seconds, okay, times whatever that direct variation is, and that's going to equal about 2 miles away from the lightning, okay, when you hear the thunder. So divide both sides by 10 and you get 0.2. Well, this one, even if you weren't to do the problem, estimate how many seconds it would take for thunder to travel a distance of 4 miles. So 2 miles, you know, that just doubled, so, you know, this would be doubling, you know, 10 seconds, that would be 20 seconds. But anyways, using the formula, my constant of variation is 0.2, and I divide both sides by 0.2, and you end up getting 20. So that works. Try it for number 14, and hopefully this helps.